Coming up this week on the OK Bloomer podcast.
So he brings up a guy named Lou, and then Pete says Lou was eaten by Jeffrey Dahmer. But that's not true because Lou really runs a Kinko in Denver. Someone in the audience clapped. One person went. Somebody really likes
shout out Kinko's or Jeffrey
Kinkos.
Dahmer. Or
Yeah,
he was really relieved that he didn't actually get eaten by Jeffrey Dahmer.
Or it's just somebody from Denver. I don't know. And then
or it's somebody that noticed there's only 4 minutes left of this mess.
Yeah, totally. It's like, all right, man, we can still make the movie.
Don't know about the future. Don't.
They don't care about the future, because they live it in the past. Sal and Curtis are taking all 5 seasons of Blossom to task. You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll be weak in the knees. This show's got more range than Nick on the keys. Only gal in the house, and that's how she goes. One brother was a junkie, and the other one was. Weekly lessons coming fast in the Russo flat. Blossom's teenage girl problems are as big as her hat. So take your opinionations and make them shine. It's the OK Bloomer podcast, and it's about damn time.
Don't know. Don't know. Don't know. Don't know. Don't know.
Here we are, another episode of the OK Bloomer podcast, drinking water out of our Rolling Rock cups today, like a couple of because I got to go to work after. But the journey continues. We are just burning
hydration
through
homies, man.
Season 3 of the 1990s hit show Blossom. We are just gleaning whatever nuggets of wisdom we can that were bestowed upon us in 1993 from the legendary Don Rio and this vehicle to I don't even know where we are with this, what the point of this show is anymore, because it seems like it's not usually for teenage girls like one would assume. But let's see where today's episode takes us. Sal, what do you think?
I feel like this whole show is just a vehicle for getting Joey Lawrence famous.
We see that in the next few episodes more than we ever have before. So I guess my overall arcing question is, what happened? Because he's famous, but he's not at the level of fame that his peers of that era are, which is really depressing. And again, maybe we've said it a million times, that's going to be the takeaway of this journey, is how whatever happened, why isn't that guy a billionaire like the rest of the A-list celebrities? Because he deserves it more than a lot of people you see in all these big budget Hollywood movies that they're just kicking out in the last few years, especially the superhero movies. How Joey Lawrence isn't some superhero is just an absolute travesty.
That's what we've been saying for years, man.
Right.
And I feel like maybe there is a project for us after this. Maybe there's a documentary on or something that's like, what happened to Joey Lawrence? Unless there's an obvious answer that we're just missing here.
Well, there's a lot of darkness. I remember we talked about his podcast he does with his brothers. Like, it gets pretty real sometimes, and they talk about just like abuse behind the scenes, and not just physical abuse, but just like how crappy it was being a kid star, and that's why they're all messed up. It's not the Lawrence brothers specifically, but how when you're a child star, you grow up and you're all messed up because for a number of reasons.
Actually, there's quite a few documentaries about this. I watched the one on Nickelodeon kid actors. I mean, I'm sure there's just endless story after story about this. So maybe that's just what it is. Him and his brothers decided, to get out of Hollywood and do their own thing and work together, and that's just where they're at.
Good for him, but there's no reason he shouldn't be making Chris Pratt money.
Yeah, agreed.
How many more movies can that guy get? Give one to Joey Lawrence already. He's
totally
deserving.
Yeah,
take that, Chris Pratt. Shots fired. No reason.
Yeah. I mean, Candace Cameron has her own like Christian Hallmark movie channel. You know what I mean? Like,
that's
why not
she
give
was
something
left
to the
behind?
Well,
I keep expecting this to be beer.
And it's not.
We'll see what happens when we do this sober. Who's to say? Maybe it'll be the best episode. Maybe that'll be the one the bots really love. Push us to the
or really
2K
hate.
views.
It's really hard to tell with this.
We'll see. Speaking of really hate, I guess before we go into the cold open that I really hated, let's throw it over. It's, of course, Sal, Accardo, Curtis Anderson, and the one and only, the legendary, the Phenom himself in the booth on the ones and twos. This is the part of the show. We hand it over to Phenom, and he tells us what's what about, what is this, the 17th episode of Season 3? Take it away, Phenom.
Season 3, episode
I believe we're on 18.
Oh, I'm behind.
Mystery Train, directed by Bill Bixby, written by Don Rio. First aired on February 1st, 1993 to 22.7 million viewers. Disney Plus says, Blossom and Vinnie plan an evening of studying that ends otherwise. IMDb says, Tony and Joey encounter a ghost train. An old friend visits Nick. Vinnie and Blossom sleep together. And TVDB says, Nick encounters an old friend. Blossom and Vinnie become closer after he asks her to the prom. And Joey and Anthony have a close encounter with a UFO.
Of all the descriptions, the randomness, this is my favorite. That was incredible. That speaks volumes about how schizophrenic this episode is, that there's no one storyline that goes through everyone. It's just like, it's like a garage sale. I really thought, I have it in my notes, but it felt like...
And if we know any...
Go ahead.
I said if we know anything about garage sales on this show, it's... we're in for something special, that's for sure.
Either Salt and Peppa's going to show up, or they're going to end up in jail.
Or someone ends up in jail,
This show felt like they had a whole bunch of stuff that was on the cutting room floor from other shows, and they were like, let's just make a show of all the rejected footage. Because I didn't know what to do with this, but we'll do it in real time. Let's go. Let's save it as we go.
Fittingly so, written by Don Rio, so that just tells you everything you need to know.
I wasn't angry when I saw that. His last one he wrote was a home run, all due respect. That was the first Don Rio script. I thought that was really strong and played to the strengths of the characters in the show. So I saw Don Rio as the writer. I thought, no, you know what? Let's not flip the furniture just yet. Let's give him another chance. And I was a fucking idiot for doing that, let me tell you. All right? You want to do the cold open, or do you want me to? Let's go. Let's roll this crazy mystery train. Let's start.
I don't even know what to do with this cold open. It was like they got to the end of the episode and they were like, hey, 6 wasn't in it. Let's give 6 something to do.
Right?
So
I thought this is her. She was probably singing this song between takes, and Rio was like, that's so funny. We got to use it. Von Oy on set. Do it. This is going to be hilarious. And again, everyone.
You think in 1993 she was singing this song?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe she wanted to appease to Don Rio and his weird.
I don't know what this cold open was. Yeah, I don't know what this cold open was. So 6 in her bedroom, like getting ready for bed, and she's singing "You Don't Bring Me Flowers" by Barbra Streisand, and "You Bet Your Balls It's Neil Diamond," and I do not get the point of this cold open at all. The crowd doesn't give a
no.
like at all.
Is this her Tatiana Ali moment where we're just showcasing her singing ability for no reason? But
if this was her Tatiana Ali moment, I gotta say you blew it.
She's like funny singing. She's not like really singing.
Yeah, she's like doing both parts of the duet. Yeah, she's doing both parts of the duet back and forth. And like, I get it's supposed to be funny, but it's just like out of nowhere. It doesn't add anything to the overall show because she's not even in the episode.
No.
It was just like even seeing it with no context, it just felt so out of place.
And it ends, and the audience doesn't even cheer.
No, they
laugh.
Don't.
So it wasn't like, oh yeah, good moment.
Yeah,
Jenna Von Oy /6. That was awesome. They laugh. And the only thing that could have saved it was she gets into bed. There's about 2 seconds of silence, and then we hear her mom going, "Shut the up!" Now that would have saved
an ending. Oh my god, that would have been great.
Ready,
That's
Phenom?
a great
got your finger on it. Ready for this? We go into the opening. It asks if I want to skip it, and
I do not.
Question for you.
I want that to play at my funeral.
Was there an intro in this episode?
Yeah, there was.
I didn't have it on
your
my
Afghanistanimation fourth-party website you're watching these on.
Yeah, I really got to get a better streaming service over here.
Then it went to the Full House intro in reverse with all this like Islamic text over top.
John Stamos is in this one? No way. Yeah. Yeah, I had no intro on my
We
end.
should zoom someone from Iraq in to get their to get their reaction to Blossom. There's got to be some email attached to that website you use.
Gotta be. I'll look into it.
Real quick before we move on, though, in the wide shot of Six dancing in her room, there's this weird like collection of bottles of perfume and a teddy bear. I didn't get that. They kept showing that for some reason, making sure they include. Like, was that supposed to be the audience that she's singing?
Oh, maybe.
It was dumb.
Yeah.
We're not off to a good start. We stumbled.
Yeah.
The pistol went off, and we tripped over our own feet and broke our necks so far. But luckily, that sweet,
that is
sweet
the best
sound,
way to put it.
That sweet, sweet sound of Dr. John and his opinionation just erases all that ill will, and we start at zero again.
That'll save us every time. That will save us every time.
Corel draw to a romantic dinner between Nick and Blossom. Take it, Sal.
They're having a candlelit dinner in the kitchen. Nick brings up the mother finally.
Yeah.
Blossom asks if he misses her,
and I thought,
and then he says he misses her.
I miss her.
Yeah, I thought, yeah. I mean, knowing Nick, he says he misses her about 15 minutes a year, and then directly just goes, "So when are you gonna break up with Vinnie?" And then all I got the end of this scene was Nick wished that Vinnie would be abducted by aliens or something.
And I wrote, "Isn't it ironic that in 2025, if Vinnie was an illegal alien, he'd get abducted by ICE?"
That's true. Nick would be calling them every day.
Yeah, totally. The doorbell rings, and it's Michael P.S. Hayes from the WWF.
I put some weirdo with a ponytail, so that applies.
I said it's his old friend Pete, and he brought along a mystery train. We get this episode going already.
Yeah.
I noted, I said, I don't know if I haven't had enough coffee yet, but so far 3 minutes in, Blossom, Nick, and this Pete guy are acting really poorly, all of them. Like they are just like sleepwalking through their lines.
Yeah.
I really noticed that there was no energy on the set. And I think it's this troublemaker here. What did you think of Pete?
Yeah, just sleazy dude showing up looking for Nick, checked out. He asks if he has any women that he could borrow. They haven't seen each other in 20 years, but he just shows up at the door one day.
Yep.
He asks Nick if Blossom is his wife. And I guess knowing Nick Russo, it wouldn't be too much of a stretch.
Yeah.
And then he says, since Woody Allen, he doesn't trust anybody anymore.
Take that, Woody Allen. Don Rio's
Another
still
Woody Allen
for
show.
you, right?
Yeah.
Vinnie I said Rio rolls on the floor laughing after that line while the actors and production crew look at the ground patiently and wait for it to end so they can go back to work. And I said, also, Pete looks like he can't legally be within 30 feet of minors.
Totally. Yeah. This is a creepy looking dude. Mm-hmm. So Vinnie comes strolling in. He mentions to Pete how he saw Woodstock twice. And then Blossom says they were in a band together in the 50s, and then they both correct her and say 60s. Yeah, and then Blossom and Vinnie go upstairs to study.
Yep.
Nick threatens to walk in on them at any time. And then here we learn that Joey's 17 and Tony's 22.
Right? I made note of that too.
Yeah.
I had no idea. I thought Tony was older than that.
So did I. I thought he was like 30.
That checks. So how long were Nick and his wife together that they had kids that far apart?
Couldn't tell you.
Also, make note, Blossom, all abs this week. You go, Mayim.
Yeah.
Great. Just like rock hard 6-pack. Just going to go like shave cheese, shred cheese on those things instead of study upstairs. She's going upstairs and they're pretending to study, but really she's just doing like 600 crunches. Anyway.
Yeah, for real.
Good on you. to be 17 again. Out of nowhere, Pete asks Nick to borrow money. And I guess he gave Pete $200 because Nick's talking to Tony after the fact. And Nick goes, when I look at him, I see myself as it ain't that truth. And then Anthony goes, you guys did some wild stuff, huh? And Nick goes, quote, you ready for this?
Let's hear it.
We did stuff together. I'll never tell you about Anthony. Oof. And I stopped typing and look up. Nick has a whole different side when he's on the road, I guess, and good for him. I mean, no judgment. Good for you. Get it where you can, Nick.
Yeah, definitely not. No judgment from us, but yeah.
And Anthony goes, I have a lot of stories like that to tell as well. And I'm like,
what is happening here?
We're going for a whole new demographic this week.
Good on them.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Trying to bring in a new crowd. Yeah, so Nick gave the guy $200. He doesn't even have money himself. So, like, what the hell is he doing?
Where'd you get $200 from?
Yeah, exactly. He's always talking about how he's just, like, scraping the bottom of the barrel to get his family fed.
He 100% took it out of some poor girl's wallet after he slept with her and snuck out of her room late at night.
He's got a secret, like, jar that's just his prostitute fund that he's like, all right. He's like, I guess I won't have any fun this week. You can take $200 from me. Here you go.
He's donating plasma. He's selling his plasma.
He's got to be doing something. The guy never works.
Skinny.
Yeah.
So Joey pops in. Hey, dudes, what's happening? I don't know. Joey just lights up every situation. And literally, the mood changes on set. It's like, sit down, the adults here. Like, the actor that knows what he's doing just comes in and commands.
The real star
sucks up every second, every inch of the screen. Hero he is. So he's got a tryout at Bakersfield tomorrow morning for baseball.
Yeah.
Tony's walking around with his ripped jeans, which I absolutely adore.
They joke about the vagaries of fate, and Joey's like, "Oh, I get it. The new cheerleader Cindy's got some massive vagaries." I mean, I didn't quite get I got where the joke was going, but he sold it well.
I was going to say, no one else could pull that line off, but Joey Lawrence
sold it well.
Just
so they're giving Joey a tryout for a minor league team, and they're leaving in the middle of the night to drive to Bakersfield. He forgot his glove, so he has to go back and get that. And as he leaves the room, Nick and Tony talk about how much of an idiot he is.
Did you clock what he said though?
No.
I listened to it 3 times. And this is what they said. This is how the scene ends. Joey leaves, and Anthony says, "You don't need to be smart to play baseball." And Nick says, quote, "That's what I say to God every time his name comes up."
Oh yeah, I remember that line.
Do not know what that means. I said, what is he talking about? And the scene ends. So we go upstairs and it's Vinnie and Blossom. Are they or aren't they? They're not. They're just studying. And then they take a break and they make out. He asks her to senior prom, and I'm like, aren't you like 30?
Yeah.
What are you? And then Blossom has this thing where she's like, senior prom, blah, 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 and then flips, and she's actually all giddy about it. She's going to prom.
Yeah. Vinny's like, whatever. I don't see the big deal. Senior prom. Who cares?
But a big. Who cares?
Yeah. We go to the prom, and then we're going to have sex after.
Yeah. But are they?
I mean, yeah.
You'd think that's where it's going, but like I said, those waters get real muddy real quick here as we progress.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
Anything else? This was just a throwaway.
No, it was a really quick scene. There was really nothing going on here.
So now we go to Anthony and Joey driving to his, and then I couldn't think of the word I wrote, sports audition. And then a few minutes later, I scrolled back up and went, tryout.
Yeah.
Tryout at Bakersfield. They're driving through the night, and Anthony keeps saying if they run out of gas, they're screwed. And I don't even want to. Sal, go for it.
Well, yeah, they kind of have like this back and forth where like Bad Luck Tony is just mentioning like all the ways that they could die while driving there. And Joey's like freaking out, and then he starts crying. And then Tony like goes to console him, and he's just kidding. I don't know. Like I thought, like it was an okay moment between the two of them. Like
for
this
filler, it was okay, and that's the strength of Joey Lawrence and the future henchman in Dark Knight. I mean, it makes sense.
That's right.
Anthony's a hell of an actor.
Yeah. So then they see a light in the distance, and it sounds like a train is coming, and the car starts shaking like crazy. Joey's like, "Oh, it's a UFO," and then both of them start freaking out, and then we just get Carell draw on the car. Goes to commercial break.
I was like, is Nick just banging a skank in the back seat and they didn't notice? What's happening?
What are you guys doing here?
Oh my god!
I didn't know you were taking my car, the one that got stolen.
I need $200 from this. Yeah, it just. So they scream it's a UFO. They're getting showered in green light. Like you said, people are shaking the car. And then we freeze frame Carell draw UFO abduction. And I lean back and I say, Sal, Phenom, season 3, episode 18. Is this the exact moment the show jumps the shark? Right here.
It might be.
We're doing an alien abduction thing in Blossom. I don't know if I'm prepared to go there.
This feels like a half-baked story idea. I don't know.
This is also where I commented, we're half done this episode and literally nothing has happened. We've just treaded water.
Yeah.
So we're back from commercial, Sal. We Carell draw Pete, and Pete has everyone tied up and he's ransacking the Russo home. Just kidding. Nick is leaving and he says to Blossom and Vinnie that they'll be home alone, and then they do the face.
Yeah, they do.
Still funny. And then I wrote Vinnie is a dick, and I don't know why I wrote that. Was he being a jerk here?
Yeah. So Nick's leaving at like midnight, and then he's just giving Vinnie and Blossom a lecture about how he's like, well, I'm leaving the house, but I've got eyes on you, which is like, all right, sure you do, dude. You're going out at midnight to God knows where.
Yeah.
He basically threatens them and leaves.
To bang Pete, apparently.
Yeah. And then they're just standing in the living room. He comes back in and opens the door and like looks around one more time. And then he leaves again. And then as soon as he leaves, Vinny's like, all right, he's gone. Let's get naked. And like, that's how the scene ends.
Yeah. We'll get to that. We'll get to that later. Okay.
Yeah.
So as soon as they leave, Vinny has this creepy smile and says, let's get naked. And then that's the end of that scene. So we don't know if that actually is happening or not. I don't know. Okay. Back in the car, Joey and Anthony are sitting in the car and the lights are gone. They're trying not to freak out. And they mention Wayne's World, which I thought was fun.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
I didn't catch that.
They were just like, so you seen Wayne's World? And they start to go over logical reasons for the UFO train thing. And that really goes nowhere.
Tony's saying it's a mass hallucination.
Yeah.
And then he says something about like an invisible spy plane in the desert. Like he's giving all these reasons.
I didn't track any of that. I was like,
no.
Can we figure out where the point of this episode is? Because we've only got like 8 minutes left.
Yeah.
And oh boy, I asked for it and I got it. We head to the restaurant. Go for it, Sal.
Yeah. It's like a bar. It's closing up. Is Pete working there? I don't get what's going on. He's like putting away chairs. Nick is drinking a beer at a table. So Nick says he has an idea for Pete. And then Pete's like, well, the last time you had an idea, I woke up at a Holiday Inn with, I didn't get I rewound it a few times. Okay. I didn't get what he said. And some fat woman.
Yeah. Mama Cass and quote, some fat woman.
Yeah.
I guess Pete made his own kind of music. With Mama Cass and a fat woman. Which is also really weird because, I mean, Mama Cass is known for being quite large herself. So, I don't know the reference. There's some weird thing in
that at all.
Mama Cass? Mama and the Papas?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
California Dreamin'?
Yeah, okay.
Right up Rio's alley. Right up Rio's alley.
Sure.
Rio makes love to that vinyl daily. But yeah, it was just weird because like that's one of her things. Is like Mama Cass was always quite large. So why Rio felt like he had to say Mama Cass and a quote fat woman? Just it's that right there is just another spotlight on the weirdness, the weird way his mind works. Yeah. Nobody got that joke but him.
No,
and he made sure it's in there.
Yeah.
So I also before you continue, I said Nick goes to see Pete at work, who's bussing tables in a nightclub, and Nick's sitting at a table watching him work. And so for the record, Sal, Pete equals job, Nick Russo equals no job, and Pete wants to borrow money from Nick.
Yeah.
This is great. This is great stuff. And then they do the, I have an idea, but nah, you won't want to hear it. And I want to throw myself off the couch at this point. He's like, come on, man. He just can't act.
Yeah.
So we have like Nick overacting. I have an idea. No, you won't want to hear it. Just spit it out. No, I
don't. Nick's idea is to start a band. And he says there has to be other guys his age who hate rap music too. So take that. He mentions a guy named Lou. And then Pete says,
when he says they hate rap music, Joey Lawrence, a tear rolls down his eye and he throws his demo cassette in the garbage. Off camera. Sorry, keep going.
Just stomps on the cassette. So he brings up a guy named Lou. And then Pete says Lou was eaten by Jeffrey Dahmer. But that's not true because Lou really runs a Kinko in Denver. Someone in the audience clapped. One person went. Somebody really likes
shout out Kinkos or Jeffrey Dahmer. Or he was really relieved that he didn't actually get eaten by Jeffrey Dahmer.
Or it's just somebody from Denver. I don't know. And then
or it's somebody that noticed there's only 4 minutes left of this mess.
Yeah, totally. It's like, all right, man, we can still make the movie. This was my favorite part of the entire episode right here. They get up. Nick looks at the stage. He's like, oh, I got an idea. Nick asks the bartender if they can play a song on stage. Cuts to a random bartender. He goes, I don't give a if you guys burst into flames.
Who was that guy?
I don't know, but
that was from a completely different episode, I swear. Because he is not in any other shot. He's not in the wide shot. He's not in a tracking shot. They're just
just cuts to a bartender.
Cuts to this guy, and he's not even dressed like a bartender. He's in like overalls. He's just there. Like, I don't care if you light yourselves on fire.
Oh my God, his delivery was the best. I laughed so hard at this part. Maybe that speaks for the rest of the episode, but like that was amazing.
Well, I'm sitting here at this point wondering what Six is doing if she's still singing in her room.
Yeah.
Like, that was actually somehow the best part of the show so far. But you missed this.
Well, she's the only one that's in bed right now when she should be. Like everybody else is doing shit in the middle of the night.
When Nick is like, oh, no, I want to tell you my idea. And Pete is like, tell me, Nick. Tell me the idea. I'm currently taking away work from 14-year-old kids without green cards. Get him, Rio.
Yeah.
Why don't you give this actor lines he can actually deliver, Rio? This Pete guy, like, that he can pull that off, and that's about it. This guy sucks, Sal. This guy sucked. This made me one of the worst actors.
I can't wait.
And I was like, I looked him up after because I was like, this guy sucked in a way that he has to be some famous musician. I was like, that's the only thing that makes sense. He's got to be some famous musician that Rio just has this huge boner for. And he's like, I'll put you in the show. You could be child molester Pete. It'll be great. You need money. You're broke because every musician's broke. And that justifies me going into TV and not living out my dream of being a musician. I got to constantly show how musicians are poor and they suck and they can't make money. Unlike Rio, Rio makes money in the TV industry, and that's why it's not because my band's failed. That's actually probably pretty close to what's playing out. I just thought of that right now.
I can't wait to get into the pit notes today.
I can't wait to. His buddy didn't get eaten by Jeffrey Dahmer. I said, I can't wait for you to tell me who this Pete guy is because the show is treating him like he's a big deal, and I feel like he's not trying at all on set. As this feels like a clip show without being a clip show. There's 4 storylines running at once, and yet nothing is happening somehow. So even the cast of Seinfeld would be like, hey, something should probably happen already. There's 3 minutes left. My Seinfeld joke. Thanks for laughing at that.
Nice.
Okay, so they get up on stage, and it's time for Pete's Tatiana Ali moment.
Right? Yeah, and I mean, you can obviously tell this guy's a musician because this is like where he's... They're playing the song Mystery Train. I don't know if you caught that.
I definitely did not.
Yeah, okay. That's the song that they're singing.
Okay. So, oh, God, I hate that. I hate that so much. I hate that so much, Sal. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I see why they did the UFO thing now. Okay. All right. Fine, Rio. You get a pass. I get it. Because the UFO thing was just so unnecessary. But if okay. All right.
I still don't think that justifies it.
No, but it makes sense. It makes sense. There's like the tiniest connective thread there. So that answers one of my future questions.
All right. So yeah, back at the house, Vinny's continuing to push Blossom to get naked. They're studying. They're still studying, and then he's like, "How do you get this wiped out using your brain? It's exhausting." They take a shot at Joey. Oh, that's why Joey never gets tired. And then Vinny and Blossom fall asleep in her bed. So that's what the episode description meant when they slept together. They actually fell asleep together in her bed.
The old bait and switch.
Yeah.
And this one should have been called Wake Up
I don't know
Susie,
why,
because that's exactly what happens in the song Wake Up Little Susie, and they named the episode Wake Up Little Susie like 10 episodes ago, and it was
about
not
like a sleeper.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. But I don't get what the big deal about this is, though, anyways, when we get to it later on, because isn't it like known that they slept together at that motel? So it's like,
right.
Yeah.
And this is where the inconsistency comes in, because I don't think they've actually been intimate yet. I feel like that would be a major
I feel like it would be a major part of the story for sure.
Yeah,
but
so they have not been intimate yet, and they're acting guilty though. It's very weird. They're trying to walk it to the line, but they're not. I don't know. It's dumb. They just can't decide. Again, it's probably the 10 different writers that are never in the same room together, because we've been all over the place with this storyline, because they're kind of acting like they have, and it's not that big of a deal, but I don't think they have.
No, I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Whatever.
Yeah, any more notes about that scene? There's really not much to it.
No, and I did say, though, I love how people in sitcoms can just go to sleep. Blossom and Vinny get up off the floor, lay down in bed, fully dressed, close their eyes, and just like within 3 seconds, they're both out. So like, I don't know, just speaking like they don't have to pee before bed or wash their face, brush their teeth, or stare into the mirror for 10 minutes wondering why it went so fucking wrong.
I know, I do that every night.
Right? Oh, sorry, I'm back.
Yeah, I mean, Tony and Joey got abducted by aliens, so I mean, the realism of this didn't really stand out to me here.
Gotcha.
So back in the car, Tony and Joey are getting directions from some weirdo about how to get to Bakersfield, and he's like, "That road? You don't want to go down that road." And then he's like pointing to where they need to go to get to Bakersfield, and then Joey's asking about the spy plane. And this weirdo mentions like, wow, there's the legend of the ghost train down here. I don't know what voice I'm doing.
Your Carnival Barker voice will never not make me laugh, Sal. You need to lean into that as much as you can. So you can do the whole show and love it.
I have one voice, and that's it.
That's okay. I have that one girl voice. Between the two of us, we should take this on the road even more. We should do a live recording of OK Bloomer sometime.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and then the guy mentions how last time somebody saw the train, it was Sandy Koufax driving through the desert on his way to a baseball tryout. And then Joey's like, "Well, hit the brakes, we gotta go," or "Hit the gas, we gotta go." And they drive off. He's like, "Maybe I meant Henry Koufax." That was yeah.
That's man humor. I don't get it. And I ain't looking that up. I don't care.
No,
I'm guessing it's a good baseball player and a not good baseball player, if I can just really immerse myself.
I think the joke was that I think the joke is that it's a good baseball player and then somebody who doesn't exist at all was the joke.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go, Sal. Blossom and Vinny wake up the next morning, and Vinny, whatever, I don't care, is asleep in Blossom's bed. They're both fully clothed with their shoes on, and Nick just walks in, and he sits down on the bed beside Blossom, and it's actually pretty funny, because she's using all this, like, exaggerated body language to hide her sleeping boyfriend.
It's like I think like Vinny, like folds his leg up at one point, so she's like leaning on it.
Yeah,
like looking like she's sitting there, and then he like reaches up and puts his hand on Nick's shoulder,
which was really funny.
Like,
that made me laugh out loud.
And the crowd's loving it. Like,
yeah.
And then he's like looking at her.
Vinny's giant feet sticking out of the bottom of the bed, and he thinks those are Blossom's feet. This scene was pretty good, but at the same time, you're wondering, you're like, does Nick know what's up? Is he messing with her?
Well, that's the thing, because it's like, he's talking about how he wants to make her breakfast or whatever, and she's basically just like, all right, go downstairs, make me breakfast. I'll be down in a sec. So then,
he's
like,
acting like he's being like over the top. He knows what's going on. He's waiting for Blossom. Like, is she gonna say something or not? But Vinny's hand when it like came up on Nick's shoulder was really funny.
Yeah, and the crowd. Yeah, as I said, the crowd's loving it. So then, she's trying to sneak Vinny out the front door. They're like sneaking down the stairs.
How many times does Vinny come to the window?
Yeah, exactly.
Let's get him down the front. Okay.
Yeah. So then, as he's like at the door, Nick comes into the room. And then he's like, oh, hey, Mr. Russo, I just came over to like whatever. And then Nick immediately calls him out. He's like, oh, well, you have pillow creases on your face and bedhead. And then Blossom's like, yeah, everybody's wearing their hair like that nowadays. It's the Kramer look.
You're not going to get one over on Nick Russo. He wrote the
but he's
sleeping with someone and sneaking out the front door, never to be seen again.
Yeah, but he's like suspicious of it, obviously, but then he just lets it go. So he was like lecturing them the night before about this exact scenario, and now he's just like letting it go. And then, basically the scene ends with them walking into the kitchen and Nick's telling Blossom he's thinking about starting a band, and then she laughs at the idea. And again, Nick is wearing glasses in this scene just for this purpose at the very end. When she's like, oh, yeah, that's rich. You starting a band. Yeah, hilarious. He just pulls down his glasses and is like just gives her a look.
That Vinny's bedhead hair was really funny.
Yeah.
And I also made note, this has to be the actual worst ending to an episode of Blossom. A show that usually delivers bad jokes to end the show. This one has got to be the worst.
Well, nothing wrapped up here. Like, nothing wrapped up with his buddy Pete. Nothing wrapped up with what the mystery train was with Joey and whatever.
Yeah.
Or Joey and Tony driving.
Make it to Bakersfield.
Yeah. And then nothing wrapped up with the whole thing about Vinny spending the night and Nick being like upset about it. It just ended.
They're trying to make us care about him starting a band. Like you said, he takes his glasses off and it's freeze frame, Corel draw, surprise Nick. And I wrote, why is starting a band such a big deal to him?
Yeah.
He's a musician.
He's a musician.
This would not change his life or anybody else in the Russo house's lives at all. It's like, okay, so you're going to a gig and there's going to be more people on stage with you? Oh my God.
Yeah.
What a mess, Sal. What a mess.
Agreed.
Lesson time, okay?
Let's do it.
So it looks like Vinny and Blossom got away with sleeping together without actually sleeping together. Nick drops a bombshell that he's going to be a musician. Anything... Oh, sorry, hey, this isn't even it. This is something else. This is another thought. So, okay.
Oh, wow, okay.
I blew that.
Let's
So
start
they got
that
away
piano
with
track over
sleeping
again.
together without sleeping together. Nick drops a bombshell that he's going to be a musician. Anything... Joey... Okay, anything that was legit about the ghost train between Anthony and Joey will never be talked about ever again. Almost getting abducted by aliens will never be addressed by these two. Six is still locked in her bedroom, disassociating with the reality. So they really knocked this one out of the park, Rio. And Mystery Train, I think the real mystery was why no one trained the actor Pete to deliver his goddamn lines. Here is my lesson of the day, okay? I'm bringing the music now, okay? I'm trying to go back to what this was supposed to originally be, like me taking a step back and trying to figure out what the actual lesson of this 21-minute episode was. Like the takeaway from this particular script, what the kids of 1993 would have learned after spending a half an hour with the Russo family, not just some like barely connected observation of mine. So the takeaway lesson from this episode is, if you're a teenager in a serious relationship and your parents think you're banging, but you're not banging, but everyone assumes you are, and even when you don't, you feel guilty and you're kind of tiptoeing around the house and almost getting in trouble for it, you might as well bang. That's it. It's literally what I learned from this episode.
Okay.
I'm done. You guys wrap this up.
You ready to go to the pit?
Who was Pete?
All right. Well, we'll start with Michael J. Pollard as Randy. I don't know if Randy was the bartender or the guy that they were talking to in the middle of the night, telling them.
Yeah, you gotta take the third right. See that guy?
Yeah, that guy. All right. Keith Allison was Pete. Not in the pit. Returns in season 4. So we get another episode with this guy. You are correct. He was an American musician and composer, best known as a member of Paul Revere and the Raiders from 1968 to 1975. The connection that I found to this show was that he was in a relationship with one Judith D. Allison.
Shut up.
They have a son together.
Judith.
They have a son together named Ryland,
Sorry.
born in 1967. So that's definitely how we got on the show. And there it is, Curtis.
Amazing.
There it is.
Just letting anyone on now.
Yeah.
Judith was so sick of this guy sleeping on her couch. It's like, okay, you're coming to work with me today.
I got the
Rio
perfect
is gonna
role
lose
for
his
you.
shit. This guy was
Scumbag with a ponytail. We got the role for you.
What's his face in the Reveres? I remember that. I know of that band, so yeah.
Yeah.
I can see Don Rio being all over that. My suspicion was correct. Thank you, Sal.
There it is. And that's all I got. Take it away, Phenom.
Next week, Season 3, Episode 19, The Best Laid Plans of Mice and Men.
Hold on to your hats.
Oh my God, I cannot wait. We're going on a trip, Curtis.
We are.
We're going on a real trip.
Oh my God.
Don't know